Welcome back, Hallmark Hot Takers, to season 4 of Hallmark Hot Takes, where we watch, rate, and review all of the Countdown to Christmas movies from the Hallmark Channel. And I want Jason to explain to all the noobs out there and anyone who is just new to season 4 what the rating system for these movies is.
This is probably the 90th movie-ish, maybe, based on like 30 a year.
Right.
It's a candy cane rating system.
Yeah, we don't mess with the rating system. It's golden.
That is still a golden candy cane system. So out of 5 candy canes, each of us will award the movie how much we like or dislike the movie, then combine them to get a score out of 10 candy canes.
And that is based on how much we liked or disliked this movie, as Jay said. So we are going to just hop into it here for episode 1. First movie is called Checkin' It Twice, starring Kevin McGarry and Kim Matula. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. My apologies to Kim if I'm not. And if you guessed, Checkin' It Twice is about hockey, because this is a hockey movie. So we are going to meet Scott, who is kind of a washed up hockey player who goes to the town of Idaho Falls to play for what I would assume would be like their minor league team.
Very minor
league. Like probably below minor league.
Yes.
Team to prove that he is good enough to get called up to the NHL, where he runs into Ashley, who is a real estate broker from New York City, who has come home to Idaho Falls for Christmas. She has just broken up with her boyfriend, who snaked a real estate deal from her. And Kevin actually just got dumped. I don't really remember what the reason was that his girlfriend dumped him, but they're both single and ready to mingle. And Scott goes to play for the Fighting Trouts, and he just really thinks he's going to get called up. But he's like the old man on the team. They call him Pops, and he's playing a couple games, but he realizes he's actually helping some of the younger guys learn how to play hockey. And one of the younger guys that he helped actually gets called up before him, so that really puts a bit of a damper on his, what am I trying to say? His prospects. He is living in the shadow of his father, who is an NHL legend, and we come to find out a pretty absentee bad dad who never spent time with his kid, and so he's never had a real true home. But Ashley's had nothing but a home with her amazing family, but she's a little bit disillusioned with New York and the real estate. So you kind of get the feeling that she's ready to slow down and maybe come back to Idaho Falls. This all comes to a head when she has to go back to New York for a big deal. And Scott does get called up to not the NHL, but the league above where he is now. I don't know hockey.
To Boise.
And so, to Boise, yeah, he's going to Boise. So he goes, and then he realizes that what he really wants is a nice Christmas with family. So he goes back to Idaho Falls and catches Ashley at the airport, and they both decide to stay there. And he's going to take a coaching job, coaching the Fighting Trouts, and they kiss and go back to her parents' house, and that is Checkin' It Twice.
That's fantastic recap.
I think so. For the first one of the year, I gotta say, I'm impressed with myself.
We'll come back for ratings.
Absolutely. Okay, so now let's move on to the ratings portion of the show. As we said, done via likes and dislikes.
Yes.
So what are we doing first?
Likes?
All right, anyone who's a fan of the show knows that if we start with likes, generally speaking, it is reflected in the ratings poorly. So go for it. What are your likes?
I like the Fighting Trout.
Yes, that was
the team name was the Fighting Trout,
because it's a big fishing town, and that was.
I love that. Yep. I love the drunken puck is the water hole that is the
local
bar dive bar. I like the fact that there's an uncle. I guess he'd be like the son-in-law of the dad in this movie. His name's Dave, and he is banned from the Pee Wee hockey. He has to move 50 feet away from the hockey rink because he gets in arguments with the ref. I had a little kinship with him. I felt that Probably be somewhere I would be.
We don't sit next to each other at children's sporting events.
So I love that. That's all I had.
I like the Fighting Trout. I like the coach dropping the truth on Scott at the beginning of the movie, because part of the deal with this team is they had to do like these Christmas events to support the town that supports them. And Scott was like, well, I just want to play hockey. And this coach was like, listen, you're going to do this or you're not going to play. And I kind of think he needed to hear that. I thought the mantle at the parents' house was very on point. Lovely decorations. I like that he was this 32-year-old guy and all the young guys on the team called him Pops. They called Scott Pops.
That's ageism.
I like now this is a stretch, but I put it on my likes because I think there was a triple deke in here.
No,
right?
there was not.
I feel like
that was not a triple deke.
I feel like it was a triple deke from the Mighty Ducks.
I think you're reaching. You're reaching.
And I thought the snowman that they built looked like a real snowman. The
snowman they built was crap. Some of my dislikes.
Why?
Well, when we get to dislikes,
okay, well,
I will
think
share
we're
that.
there because that's all I got, dude.
All right, so I'll start there with the dislikes. He's all about like hockey is number one, and then he skips practice.
Yeah.
Or is late to practice because they're making a snowman.
To build a snowman. He's like, I got to get to practice. And she's like, well, no, you have to build a snowman. And he says, okay. And he just doesn't go to practice. What are you doing? You're not going to get called up to the NHL if you don't go to practice.
He's got no priorities there. You know what I didn't like about this movie? Is that there's a few things. There's no star power in this movie. Like random, like Hallmark dad would have been a star power for me. Any kind of just random star doing again, I'm not looking for like the star of the whole movie, but I need somebody.
Jay does like to have a random, like old 90s TV
sitcom
star to star, like not just cameo.
Just a cameo.
Yeah, we didn't have
none of that.
Yeah.
Again, grandpa, dad, somebody. Just give me some star power.
You got nothing.
And this is how you kick off. This is how you kick off the season.
Oh man, this isn't going well.
$57 for a reef at this tree farm.
A reef or a wreath?
Wreath. $57.
That's an expensive wreath.
Ridiculous. I didn't like this. They kind of poke fun at the son-in-law a little bit, like he's this big goof. I didn't like that.
I didn't really like Dave. Like, I thought he annoyed me. He was supposed to be this comic relief, like he's sort of goofy and doofusy, but I don't know. Like you said, it's just more, I don't know. I didn't like it. He was the comic relief, and it wasn't really funny.
Like, if it was Jim Belushi, I think it'd be good. Like, that would have been perfect. That would have solved a few of my problems.
So the whole crux of how they actually meet is they actually get their credit cards switched at the beginning of the movie, so they each have each other's credit card. So she goes to his first hockey game and realizes that he's the one with her credit card. And instead of just like a normal person would do, waiting until after the game, she, while he's playing, yells down to him, hey, you have my credit card. Like, while he's playing a game. It really annoyed me. I super hated that.
Then he gets clowned. Like, he gets almost a concussion,
right,
like, from getting hit.
And I thought there was a lot of forced conflict about the credit card. Like, they were both mad at each other over it, or it was just neither of them were at fault. Like, the ladies just handed them back the cards. Like,
they didn't hand back the cards, though. That was also odd. Like, she gave the cards, and they're like, well, no, this isn't your card, so we're going to keep it. Like, they're the bank or something. So both the restaurant and the tree farm. I don't know. Like, how do they know that's not like, oh, my mistake, it's another card? They're like, no, this isn't your card. We're going to keep this. What do you mean you're going to keep the card? It makes no sense.
And technically speaking, wouldn't the card still go through even if it wasn't theirs? Because it's not like it was asking for a pin. I don't know. I thought that was stupid.
And then there was this outdoor Christmas tree. And they put like nice ornaments on it over years. And and I'm supposed to believe in Idaho, wind doesn't blow and it doesn't storm or anything, and these things would just be all broken all over the damn place.
There was a scene where they were doing this cider social, and he has to do this with all of his hockey teammates, and they are the host of it, so they have to like serve the cider. And so he's doing it with all of his hockey buddies, these big tough guys. And he's kind of like dissonant to this one team member. And this one team member gets all emo and he's like, you really, way to ruin the cider social. And I refuse to believe that this hockey player gave a crap about the cider social. It was really stupid. Overall, there was honestly no stakes in this movie, especially for Ashley. There was nothing, it wasn't like, yeah, she lost a real estate deal to her ex-boyfriend, but it wasn't like, oh, they're going to kick her to the curb at her firm because she didn't land this deal. It was just, there was no stakes. And you obviously knew that once they offered him the coaching job that he was going to stay, which was fine. It didn't need to be like a super twist or anything, but there was nothing really stakey, and I thought the romance was just very lacking, and I got no Christmas feels. Like, not a single Christmas feel.
I didn't.
And I realize it's October 20th, so I shouldn't get too many Christmas feels.
Hold on a second. There's a damn Christmas tree behind me.
There is.
You get
I bet
the feels
you guys
here.
get the feels.
I'm getting the feels. Also, she made a big deal about her parents like not going on vacations and not getting RVs because like they sent her to college.
So she could get out of Idaho Falls.
But she doesn't have a ton of money
Which
in
is
New
like
York.
the nicest place ever.
Right. You know
right.
what?
And
Ashley,
like that she's hurting for
yeah,
cash.
and like she
could pay her parents back if she wanted.
Exactly. Or send them on a cruise or something.
And then her parents are like, oh, we're sorry that Scott left. We know you guys had something special. They knew each other for 5 days.
Right.
Literally 5 days.
So stupid.
Right.
Again,
I don't know.
I can't get over 57.
I didn't like the plastic fish thing that she gave him. Like, it was clearly a ceramic fish, and that really irritated me.
No, he gave her.
Oh, yeah, that too. And it was a stupid gift. He should have given her something better.
Like a diamond ring.
Yeah, that would have been
wanted?
a grand gesture. I like it.
All right, let's cut. Let's cut to
here's
the
the
chase.
thing.
Here.
I was really thinking that I was going to give this a very specific rating.
Oh.
And then after I got into the hot take, I realized I really disliked this movie more than I originally thought. So, do you want to give yours first, or would you like me to go?
You have quite a lead up right there. It's like I don't want to jump in here.
I was going to give it 2, but
Okay.
I'm giving it 1.5 now.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't like it. And I didn't like it the more I talked about it. I'm sorry, this is a miss for the first movie. It just didn't do it.
The Fighting Trout wasn't enough for you?
The Fighting Trout. That was the best part of the movie.
I know.
I love the Fighting Trout, but
I don't think it saves it.
what are you giving it? You could save it. You could give it a 5.
We would lose all our viewers if I gave it a 5. They wouldn't believe it, our reviews anymore. They'd be like, listen, Hallmark got to him.
They've gone corporate.
They're paying him off, paying his views, his reviews. So that's not going to happen. I'll tell you, I was around that too as well.
Oh no.
But I'm feeling it. I'm going with you on this.
1.5?
1.5.
Wow.
Let's start this thing real strong. A big whopping 3.
It's not good. However, it does keep this movie out of hot takes hell, so that's good. I mean, it
because 1 is the lowest you can be.
yeah.
Right?
You
like
can,
if we
can
both
give
gave it a
candy
half.
canes. You can't get lower than a 1. So
Right, we've tried.
the rules state.
So okay, so it'll survive for a while in the top 3, probably through 3 movies.
Right. The good news for this movie is it's the top movie of the season. So congratulations, checking it twice.
Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow.
All right.
We'll be back. Okay, so the next portion of the show is just, what's next?
What is next?
Tomorrow we will be reviewing Where Are You Christmas, starring Lindsay Fonseca and Michael Rady, who I'm so excited about because I love both of these actors. So I'm really excited.
Okay.
So this follows Addie, who wishes for a year without Christmas and wakes up to a black and white world. And she has to work together with the town mechanic to restore Christmas. It's going to be about magic and fun stuff. I'm so excited. It's going to be great.
Who doesn't love a black and white holiday movie? It's never been done before.
Why don't you stop? I bet it's better than this shit show.
Okay. You can't now. I've got to beep that out.
Beep it out. It'll be fine. Everything.
Younger viewers, I'm sorry for that. You got through about 12 minutes of our review, and now
it'll be bleeped out. Relax, Grandma.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.